Hi guys, and welcome to another F1 Clash video. If you haven't already, make sure you do like, comment and subscribe on the videos. It's very much appreciated. This week we are at the Italian Grand Prix. So F1 Clash brings you the Italian GP for this weekend. Today we're going to kick off with qualifying, but let's get a crate or two out of the way first before we kick into that. There'll be 4 races altogether. And fingers crossed, we can do okay in qualifying and get through at the first attempt. So let's claim the old Lumberjack boost, which I'll gladly take some of them. And we'll also take the 2 free crates, which for me, it just helps with asset trading. There's no real requirement for them. So self-control and max. And also QT3 and Bottas. So let's have a look at the tracks that we're going to go through today. We have Italy and Monza. We have Belgium and Spa, Zandvoort and Monza again. So just a 20% chance of rain in the first race. Let's look at our setup. So we're going to go sort of the Claw, Mirage, Vindicator, Hydra Flow and Leviathan. And drivers, this week we have Vettel, who is boosted. So I'm currently running Gasly and Norris. So let's just have a look at what Vettel does. So 1655 team score. And Vettel is probably better than Norris, I'm going to say. So that 1655 drops to 1612. And we'll just double check. Yep, we'll stay Vettel and Gasly is what we're going to be racing this week. So let's enter and get the show underway. If you haven't tuned in already to last week's videos, it was P2 last week, which is a great return to form. So that's a P2, a P6 and a P2 in the last few weeks. Okay, let's kick it off then. We have Monza up first. And we're going to go with our 1612 team score. So you can see P2, a top 10, which was actually P6, and a P2 again. So we want to keep it up. We also want to make sure that we can get them juicy Season 12 rewards. So let's see if we can find a match-up. And hopefully it's kind to us this time. And we get a 1680. So we're behind on team score by 68. We'll make it a little bit difficult. But it's Monza, so let's try and play our best strategy here. Hopefully we can get a decent qualifying. I am expecting to be out qualified because we've got the lower team score, although we're not. So 10th and 14th, Pierre Gasly coming through with that wonderful qualifying position. I'm going to go hards. Now, when I play the main GP qualify, the opening round and the finals, I will go to mediums and use boosts. But I don't want to waste them in qualifying because I should get through in qualifying. So let's see what we can do then. So I'm going to go for the 4 and 4. And we're going to get Gasly up to 9th. Gasly comfortably into 9th. Vettel settling down into 13th as we cut them down early. And what I'm going to do here is 2 laps pretty much. Conserve 2 laps hard. And we have got a bunch of soft tyres ahead of us. We do want to try and keep ahead, but we are going to have to accept that we're going to lose some positions. That's natural what happens on this strategy. As you can see, Vettel holding a few up already. Pierre Gasly holding Gasly up. Try and keep them because we're going to start boosting a quarter of the way around this lap, so we should be able to keep them. Okay, so 10th place at the moment. We are going to boost Gasly from this corner, so here we go, and we're also going to boost Vettel from that corner, and we're going to do 4 complete laps, and we're going to repeat the strategy again. So can we get Gasly into decent positions? Next lap, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 6 pit stops if the mediums tyres pit. As Gasly currently behind Alonso on the soft. So we could do with Gasly getting ahead of one of these. But everyone's quite closely grouped together. Vettel is behind mediums. So we'll see if mediums pit this lap. If they do, we'll be in a great position. As Alonso will come in now. Mediums have one pit for medium. The rest are going to pit this lap. As Vettel goes up into 6th. And I'm going to cut him down to give Gasly a bit of a gap. Because they are going to have to pit at the same time. Okay then, so Gasly P5, Vettel P7. As Gasly nearly gets into P4, but he's blocked by Norris. In we come then. We shouldn't be double stacking. We've created the gap comfortably. And we'll get Gasly back out into 8th place by the look of it. And Vettel out into 14th as well. So I'm not too bothered here about the points. I will comfortably get through. Next week, sort of Saturday, I will be running the mediums in Monza. As we've got Sainz on our backs. And we'll keep him behind. We'll also try and keep Vettel with them behind. But Vettel, can he keep him? No, he can't. And somehow nearly loses 2 spots. So Gasly in 8th is going to lose that to Sainz. He's always tricky on hard tyres. Because the hard tyres are a lot slower. But hopefully there will be some pit stops. So Gasly, we're going to keep pushing. Vettel, when he gets to this next corner, we're also going to push to the end. And now it's a case of making back up as many positions as we can. 4-4 tends to work around here. You can do a 3-2-3 or a 3-3-2 on the softs. But we're sticking with it. Gasly's going to be finding it hard to get past anybody from now on in. Vettel has got maybe 3 that he can get past with pit stops on this lap. So Gasly currently 6th, coming up behind Russell. Vettel stuck behind Vettel. As we don't have any pit stops for the leaders, so we continue around as fuel is not on our side here. 2 pit stops ahead. So Vettel makes it up into the top 10 when the rivals broke down as well. So that's another position. We'll try and keep hold of 6th with Gasly and push to the end. And Vettel currently 9th. So I think we're 10 and 14th maybe off memory. So to take 6th and 9th, I will take that all day long without boosts. Vettel looks like he's going to run out of tyres, so we're going to have to bring him down. As Gasly finishes 6th and Vettel will finish 9th. So 35 points without boosts, using a slower tyre than we would with boosts. That is not a bad start at all. 35 points in the bag. Let's get on to the next one. And that was against a higher team score player. So we've done very well there. Race 2, Spa. So usually I'd do a sort of 3... what would we do? Maybe a 2-2-2 actually, or a 3-3. But for this track, we aren't using boosts, so I think I'm just going to have to get a few extra points than where I start. I'm not going to risk too much. They could be up against it as well if the matchup isn't great. And it's not, it's the same guy. So again, with 62 deficit on the team score. We clearly beat him last time, so let's try and do it again. And hopefully we can get another solid amount of points. So we do manage to out-qualify the opponents. P11 and P14. I am going to go for the strategy, even though I'm not using the tune-up. So we're going to go softs for Gasly, mediums for Vettel. So we're going to go a 2-2-2, and we're going to for Gasly, and we're going to do a 3-3 for Vettel. As we start them off the line, Gasly gets bogged down and gets defended against Norris. Not the best start from Gasly there. And we swap the team orders. So the opponent has got a hard tyre. That hard tyre can probably go to 4 laps. As somehow I left Vettel on medium boost, and he gets back past him. So as my team fight for positions, Gasly will find it tough. Bearing in mind he's dropped back a couple. So in terms of ahead of us, Alonso will pit lap 2, the rest will pit lap 3. So if we can get a really good push lap when we come into the pits with Gasly, and on the out lap, we might have a great chance of undercutting some opponents. As we get into 11th with Gasly, opponents Hamilton boosted past Vettel. And I am going to try and keep 50% here, so that I can get a quick no service and then 2 push lap run in on Gasly, because we're going to need it. As if you can hear it here, it is raining at the moment. Not on the game, but actually outside in my real life. Lovely weather. So Gasly now into 11th will pit. He won't need servicing, so anyone pitting in front, hopefully we can jump. Alonso might be a bit too far out there, and I think he will be. Yep. So Alonso's out in front, but he's on the hard and Ocon on the medium. So Gasly could do a good stint here, as we'll now try and boost Vettel to the end. But Vettel, we are going to try and keep more than 50%. Because then we haven't got to service, and that saves us a good second, whilst a lot of cars here are going to pit. So there's probably 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 probably pitting. So Gasly could get up to maybe top 6, 7 here with this strategy, but he has obviously got to pit again. Can we get ahead of the Ferrari of Sainz? We can. So I did call it top 6 there, as Vettel is stuck in a lot of traffic in this pits, and he comes out in 16th, which is not brilliant. So that we'll need to have a look at in strategies. As Gasly now into 5th, and he is against soft tyres. So them soft tyres are not going to do 3 laps, sorry. So they are the 2nd, 3rd and 4th are going to have to pit again, as I bring Gasly into the pits. He has got full servicing, but he can still push to the end. So we could make up a few positions if we don't get stuck behind some slower cars. We'll get ahead of Perez, which is brilliant and what we needed. So, yep, 4 cars in front will all pit. And we are looking at about 6, 7 seconds. So we've got a chance of getting up maybe top 4. As Vettel's into 14th now, with maybe 2 pit stops ahead of him. I'm going to leave in on medium because I can't really push with the service. But Gasly coming down into 7th. Can he get past Russell? He can. Into 6th as Sainz pits, and the Mercedes is in as well. Can we jump Hamilton as everyone's coming out the pits? Gasly up the inside. Oh, we nearly got a top 3. We're so close. But can Gasly get ahead of Norris? They're on the hard, soft tyres. So it's going to be tough. But can we chuck one up the inside? We can't there. Gasly's trying, as Leclerc is out of tyres, but he's approaching the last corner. Rivals just suffered a breakdown as we boost up. Gasly's going to have to settle for 4th. Not bad without boosts, as Vettel now comes down towards the last corner using everything. Obviously we haven't pushed him hard, so we've got a lot of fuel left. And across the line for P11. So 35 points again. But that was a really encouraging run for Gasly. With no boosts, he was able to get from about 11th place all the way up to P4. So 70 points then after 2 races. So 35 and 35. Let's get into Zandvoort then. 0% chance of rain. We will split the strategies here. So we are going to go probably a 3 and a 4 soft to medium, and then a 4 and a 3 medium. That's the best strategy. And it can work wonders if you undercut on here. Overcut's not as effective, but your undercut is very effective. So a lot closer team score, 1643. And let's kick it off at Zandvoort. Let's see what score we can get. I wonder if it'll be 35 points. I mean, I'll be one of the most consistent players on here. So we do out-qualify the opponent. Gasly coming in 10th and Vettel 15th. Gasly's got more scope to do the undercut, so we are going to go with Gasly for the undercut and Vettel for the 4 and 3 lap runs. Okay. So let's see what we can do. Can we get 35 or more points again? Gasly sets off at a good start into 9th, but he's took the outside line, so he's going to lose a space or 2 here. And indeed he does. He's back into 10th. Can we get anything in the first corner? We can take the opponent's Norris. That's brilliant. As Vettel settles down into 15th place. So Gasly into 9th as this settles down. What have we got ahead of us? We've got a bunch of soft tyres, so they'll all pit the same as me. But hopefully they might go on to hard as Gasly comes down the straight. I will medium boost and hope that he doesn't come off. He nearly does, but he lost the position as Vettel goes for a wander, which is very annoying because that strategy is ruined based on going off that track. So thank you very much, Vettel. That's exactly what I wanted from you. I'm going to let the opponent boost. I'm not too bothered about that. As Gasly now in still 11th. I can do 4 laps. I might have to do 4 laps here and try something different. And come back for 3 softs. Vettel's nowhere near Gasly at the minute. So I might do a 4 and a 3. I'm going to change it up a little bit. And hope I should jump past all the soft tyre runners. It's not going to be the quickest, but I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least pitting in front of me. So we've committed to that then, as Gasly is hounded by Norris. And we'll bring Vettel in this time as well. But Vettel goes round the opponents into 17th, or even 15th even. A lot of opposite drivers there. But it's going to be tricky for Vettel to get past any of them. Gasly's just lost a place somehow to their medium. Without boosts, a 4 and a 3 with softs is hard. You can see Gasly can't push pretty much at all. He's actually going to run out of tyres here, but we're at the finish. Does look like no 35 points this race, hey gang? As Gasly comes out into 11th or even 12th or even 14th. Jeez. Vettel's had a tough race. That's not what I want to see. As Vettel comes out in 22nd. So we are scoring not a lot of points here. Anyone to pit in front of us? Not really. It's been a pretty messy race. Trying a few different strategies. Probably could have done the undercut. That would have worked a lot better than probably what I have done on Gasly. But that's one you learn every week. You try different things in qualifying. You know what to do and what not to do. Simple as that. As Gasly goes up the inside of Norris, gets another place back. Vettel's still back in 21st. It's been a write-off of a race. An absolute write-off. We won't fight. We'll fight to the end. We won't give up. But even Gasly's going off the track there in a place I never knew you could go off the track. As Vettel gets into 20th now. So an extra point. We're going up. We're at a massive 18. The rival's got 35. He's keeping it at my consistency. Can Gasly get into 11th? Takes the inside. He can. What about Vettel? Can he get into 19th? He can as well. Be tricky to overtake any more than that now through to the end of this race. As Ocon goes for the inside and Gasly tries his best to get past. As Vettel gets into 16th. And Gasly's hounding the back of Ocon. Not going to make it though. So 11th and 16th then. Awful race. We had some bad luck in there. We had Vettel go off the track and lose about 5 positions. Zandvoort is well known for that. And Gasly was just the wrong strategy. So I'm to blame partly for that. But we can't be perfect every time. We've still got 93 points. And we'll move on to Monza again. Last time we played Monza, we got 35 points. I am going to try a different strategy on one of the drivers this time, just to see if it has a better effect. As we get the same guy back. So we just got beat by this guy, poor strategy. Can we turn the tables? In terms of strategy, what am I thinking? I'm thinking of going the hard strategy again on my leading driver, and I'm going to go the soft route on my other driver. Maybe a soft medium, I'm thinking. And Gasly, I'm going to go... Let's see. No, I'll set Gasly on the start. I'll set Vettel on the other one. So I'm going to switch them two around. I don't want Vettel on the soft tyre, Gasly on the hard, and team orders start to play a massive part in this race. We'll wait for the opponent to start, which he has now. And we'll kick off with the final race of this qualifying session. Rivals using boosts. Not really any need to, but hey ho, we respect the rivals' decision. As Gasly tries to get all the way through. Settles for 9th. Vettel into 15th. The rival is using some decent boosts, but is going to get affected by team orders here. He's got Hex and Street Shark, so very much overtaking boosts. I'm not going to waste my fuel yet on these 3 laps. If the rival wants to push, the rival can push. Remember, in GP, whilst beating your opponent is going to be beneficial, it's not the end of the world. Don't push just to beat your opponent. You need to push to get as much scoring as you can. That's the main thing you need to get. Don't hurt yourself into the ground just because you want to beat the opponent. It's not worth it. So we'll boost Vettel. He'll do another lap and a half on them. Norris, Gasly, we're going to put up to medium. And we will bring him in this lap. We'll go for a soft and we won't be using any service. So Vettel into 16th. So there's a few pit stops. Vettel will not get past the next 3 via the pits, but everybody else in front is going to pit. So he will take some higher ground and hopefully he won't fall back too much. As Gasly now comes down the main back straight. Rival still pushing. as Gasly comes into the pits. Rival goes round again. Rival doing 4 and a 4 as Vettel goes through as well. Can we sneak Ocon? Not quite. Gasly, we're now going to push. So if you're going to do this strategy probably in GP, you want sort of quick pit stops on Gasly because you're obviously pitting twice. And for Vettel, you probably want some sort of tyre management because you really want to be using the mediums rather than the hard. That will save you a lot of pain. As Vettel trying to get past Ocon, but they'll pit. And we'll go again. Gasly goes through. I have got a lot of fuel, so I am going to switch to the mediums. As the rival comes out in 7th. So rival's going to have pretty much the best chance of winning this race. As Vettel is out in 18th or 19th. So there will be a few pit stops ahead of Vettel still. As Gasly into 5th. We'll push Vettel to hopefully not lose position here. And he doesn't. Gasly is in the pits. He's going to come out on the mediums. We are going to boost to the end. We've got a decent amount of fuel. As can we get the opponent? We can, and also the opponent loses the position to 13th. Doesn't look like it's going to be 35 points this time, I can tell you that. A bit trickier with the grid positions. And it just shows you what a bad... When you come against opponents who have a higher team score, it's a bit harder to get them points. If your rival's starting 2 cars ahead of you, then that's already 2 points that you're losing out on potentially. So that's why team score plays a massive factor in these matchups. As Vettel is into 17th still. Gasly into 8th. We're at 25. Rival at 36. Rival isn't looking great for an extra lap though. Looks like the rival could have to come back in. Whether he does or not, I don't know. He hasn't with his main driver as Gasly gets into 7th. And he hasn't with the other one. So the chances are he's definitely going to run out of fuel with Norris. And he might run out of fuel with Vettel. So Gasly could pick up a position and so could Vettel here. He's already running out with Norris. Yeah, so Norris is out of tyres. And Vettel is about to, so I could get Vettel here. When's he going to lose tyres? He loses tyres now. Oh, and we get both. Cracking play by Gasly. Rival is out, but Vettel's far too much backwards. And looks like a few people are out of tyres here, but Vettel doesn't want to go past any of them, even though he's got tyres. And finishes 15th. 32 points. So a rough last 2 races, I would say. That definitely will be a lot better in the opening round and the final round. Let's just see what the rival was running. So he was using a 7 Vettel and a 7 Norris. But his car was a lot better than mine. That level 6 engine, the big difference. I'm only running level 2. I'm only series 11. Okay, so that is the Italian qualifying done. That should see me through into the next round. Currently sitting 125 points. So you can see we had some decent start, 35, then a bad 23 and a not so great 32. But that will see us through to the final. So that's all for this video. Make sure you check us out on Saturday where we've got the opening round and finals on Sunday. If you've enjoyed the video, please do like, comment and subscribe. If you've got any questions or want any sort of advice about your game, please do get in the comments. I do reply to everybody and I'll make sure I get back to you. Thank you guys, and let's look forward to the next one.